But House Dems are refusing to turn over subpoenaed documents to the Senate that highlight the fossil fuel industry's history of pushing climate misinformation. This definitely has me asking, WTF, neoliberal?
We will now kneel.
Miss Cinema, no.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Yeah, here we are, folks. I think the whole show could have been dedicated to WTF neoliberals, or most of the show. But refusing to pass these documents, so they're refusing to pass documents to the Senate. Refusing to pass these documents to the Democratic majority Senate will effectively stop the investigation into big oil's climate misinformation, and they misled people deliberately, since Republicans will take over the House on January the 3rd. So here's some background. As part of this investigation into climate disinformation, the House Oversight Committee subpoenaed documents in November 2021 from 4 of the world's largest oil companies, their US Trade Association, the American Petroleum Institute, and the US Chamber of Commerce. The more than 1,500 pages included internal communications about media relations, advertising, and marketing campaigns from 2015 to 2021. You know, some of this stuff it reminds me also what the cigarette industry did. That's exactly what the oil industry did. The tobacco industry, I should say, misled people about the dangers of smoking. In the same way, misinformation, disinformation, make a buck even if it's over people's bodies. Yeah, the tobacco industry did the same thing that the oil industry is doing right now. So they don't want to turn over the documents. These documents reveal that big oil's efforts to downplay the effects of climate change, or climate chaos, as I like to call it, push climate solutions that keep fossil fuels profitable. That's what they want to do. They don't care whether or not the earth is destroyed, your quality of life is destroyed, the ecosystem is destroyed, as long as they can make money. That's what this comes down to. Those documents reveal the following: that efforts to push alternative fuel solutions such as low carbon fuel, natural gas, or methane gas, efforts to push climate goalposts such as committing to net zero emissions, efforts to bully journalists who are too critical of big oil companies, Crimea River, investments in college research which favors natural gas as opposed to renewable energy. Thank you, Intercept. Thank you, Amy, for laying this out. This is what these folks stood in the way of. And you know what? They are part of the owner-donor class. So they have definitely bought and sold a whole bunch of politicians. However, the House Oversight Committee has stalled its efforts to forward their findings to the Senate. Let's look at what Representative Ro Khanna from the great state of California had to say. He told The Intercept that before Republicans take control of the House Oversight Committee would release all subpoenaed documents to the Senate to continue the investigation, or at least finish reviewing them for pertinent information. But the decision to release the documents has since been reversed, according to Khanna's press secretary. The committee also decided not to send letters to the Department of Justice or the White House requesting that the investigation continue, Khanna's staffer said. Now, let me get this straight, because I need to dress this up for you and for me. The House of Representatives at this moment is controlled by Democrats, because some apologists are gonna make excuses for this. They're gonna blame the weather, or blame the Republicans, or blame Trump. But let me get this straight. Wise, now tell me if I'm right, if I'm wrong. Put wise up, let's do it side by side. The House of Representatives right now is controlled by Democrats. And the democratically controlled House of Representatives is refusing to send the report over to the democratically controlled United States Senate. Did I get that right? I'm trying to understand this, because maybe I'm being unreasonable.
You might be unreasonable in the sense that you would expect the Democratic Party, which is about as corporatist as any party that's ever been known to existence, that they would backtalk their daddies, their sugar daddies. It seems like that would not be prudent for them to do, right? These guys get so much money from this industry that it would be hard for them to do it. And I think another industry that you didn't mention, Nina, that has ran this type of obfuscation campaign in the past, and that's the pharmaceutical companies, right? You think about stuff with OxyContin and all of those actors, and the problem for them is that there were bodies piling up all over the country, and constituents could stand up and fight back against what they were doing as far as flooding the zone with these highly addictive, highly destructive drugs. When it comes to climate, man, a lot of this stuff just goes sort of invisibly and silently, right? And we won't feel the effects until it's too late. And I think that's what's working in favor of the oil companies. They don't have a bunch of people strung out in rehabs or died from overdoses that their family and loved ones can be like, yo, what the hell? We gotta stop this stuff. There is nobody standing in their way.
Yeah, no, you make a very good point. Just the implosion of Mother Earth, but
Yeah, but who's counting? We only got one Earth, but who's counting?
We got one Earth. Who's counting? And some of these folks, they're gonna jet set it.
Yeah, they're gonna go to Mars
like that. So there we go.